Welcome to the completion call of our 12-day Christmas Sleep Rescue Challenge. Well done for completing the course, and I hope that you've noticed some changes. Ray, what do you think that they can look for to see how far they've come in these just short 12 days?
So I think that a lot of what I've been trying to get across is when you have had years and years of dread about going to bed, you create a state in your body of anticipation of a negative outcome. And so some of the work that I've been doing for the last 12 days has been to say, check in and see how you feel emotionally, what are your thoughts taste like, and how does your body feel? And then do the practice and then see how that changes. And the more that you can practice that and bed that in, then you have to start to think about, well, I can change how I feel about going to bed because I know that I can change my thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and physically how I feel. And then you can start to get a lot more confidence in your system actually changing. So I just want you to change your perspective to know that you can be in control.
Yeah, that is very, very powerful, isn't it? It
Mm,
just probably sends a ripple of calm through your body, and then you're going to have positive thoughts, and then you're going to have
yeah,
positive feelings, and you're going to have positive
yeah.
behaviors.
And I seriously look forward to going to bed
Yeah,
every night because I just think I've set up my nurturing little nest, which you can see at the minute because I only got out of bed this morning to use the bathroom and to make myself a quick cup of tea. And I just love coming back into my bedroom because
yeah,
it's quite a zen place, and I know that I can get myself off to sleep, and I know that if my mind's buzzing that I can do X, Y, and Z, and that makes a difference. And I don't lie in bed tossing and turning, thinking this is it,
yeah.
I'm stuck.
Yeah, that's a big, big mistake, isn't it? If you're lying there and you're getting stressed about it, it's game over.
Yeah,
Whereas if you've got like a toolkit, which hopefully at the end of this challenge you have a toolkit,
absolutely.
it just you don't have to. I actually sometimes cherish the time I'm awake in the middle of the night. Very, very strange because that
Yeah.
was not how it used to be. I
No,
literally used to be tortured in the middle of the
absolutely.
night.
I mean, to be fair, last night I had 102 dreams, but they were all very interesting dreams that gave me a lot of information. And I woke up probably about 2 o'clock, just cuddling my cat, who hasn't been feeling very well recently. And I just was lying there thinking, I'm so grateful just to be able to hold you and stroke you and hear you purr. And I really, and as you the word cherish was exactly how I felt, and the gratitude I felt, and then I was asleep again.
Yeah,
And
gratitude is
yeah.
such an easy go-to in the middle of the
Oh,
night, isn't it? You can always find something, and it just whatever that jagged
yeah.
edge of fear or anger or whatever, it just dissolves. It's
It felt
magical, absolutely magical. And so of the 12 days, Ray, because obviously you've done an evening release for each of the 12 days, what would you say you discovered? And what would you say that if women were going to pick one day of those 12 days, which one would you recommend?
Well, I really liked the 12th one. It was a slightly longer one because I wanted to bring in a few things that we've done and a little bit of somatic work that we've done. And I'm just starting to dive a little bit more deeply into somatic work. And what I find, which made me chuckle, was that when I start like trying to teach on camera, knowing it's going to go out there, can send a ripple of ooh through you. But I find that by the end of the video, I was like, my voice had changed. I'd gone into the real deep sense of relaxation. So the 12th day was great because we did a little bit of movement. So we allow the body to have a bit of movement so then it can settle. And then we did a little bit of what the senses are telling us. And we also did a little bit of breathing, and it was slightly different breathing to what we have done before, because the other breathing was to get us to the point where we could feel more comfortable extending breath, holding breath, etc., etc. So I think that the 12th one for me was definitely about putting a lot of those practices together so that people could actually see, well, we've done that, we've done that, we've done that. That makes sense to me. I've practiced that. I got it.
Yeah, and maybe there was just one thing that they really, really liked.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the big resistance, isn't it? If we don't
Yeah.
and anything new as resistance. But did you find that doing that every sort of day, because
Yeah.
obviously it made you put it into the
Yes.
calendar, did
Uh,
you find that you slept better in
my sleep
those
is
12 days?
really, really good. Yeah. And surprisingly, because you and I have been really busy, as we've discussed, yeah, my sleep has been absolutely fantastic. If I waken up, I go back off to sleep. I can get to sleep. I used to have to read to go to sleep, and now I get into bed. out like a light. And bearing in mind it is the season of, good cheer, and we have been going out and doing stuff. So there's more in your mind. You maybe have an extra glass of wine. Foods, I mean, I have been a little bit of a sugar hoe. So,
That's a new one.
and so, yeah, yeah. And I've been like, yeah, straight off to sleep. Fantastic. Get up in the morning feeling really, really good. And I'm still managing to keep my sort of 6 a.m. waking up feeling quite perky, do my meditation, start the day.
Yeah, like, I had a glass of cava last night. Quite
Right.
not a champagne glass, an
Yeah.
actual wine glass full of cava,
Yeah.
and I would normally sleep really badly. I would wake up in a look like
Yeah.
sweaty, panicky mess, and then my HRV would be horribly low, and then I'd look at my deep sleep and it would just be trashed, and my REM would be non-existent, and I woke up this morning and everything was almost normal, and I was like, "Wow." So
Yeah.
I think you can even cancel out alcohol with doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, alcohol, the hangover just tends to be lack of sleep and dehydration, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've been for a sauna as well, but I think
Yeah.
sometimes I radically hydrate with electrolytes when I go to the sauna,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
ironically, going to the sauna makes me more hydrated.
So
Yeah,
we could add
unbelievable.
radically hydrate
Yeah,
early in the evening.
yeah, and I've been taking electrolytes, which I don't normally do, and I got, like, a flavoured one, clean
Yeah.
flavoured one, and I have been drinking my 3 litres of water a day, which I know is
Interesting. Maybe you could
rubbish.
pop a
Yeah,
little bit on that.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
because it tastes nice, so there's no, like, ugh, 'cause
yeah.
electrolytes taste horrible, and to me, water doesn't taste very nice either.
Yeah, you
Can't
see, I don't have a
get
problem if I know that it's going to be water and electrolytes. I can just sort of throw that back.
Yeah, I just forget. Whereas if it's actually nice and I've made up a big glass bottle of it, I make up
Yeah,
3 big glass bottles of it every
yeah.
morning, and they've gotta be gone, but I find myself wanting to drink it. I don't know, it's 'cause it tastes nice or whether my body's got used to being hydrated, but I think it makes a big, big difference to how I
Electrolytes
sleep.
do make a massive difference,
Yeah,
absolutely, and
and
especially
just energy.
if you're fasting as well,
Yeah.
which we can talk about another time. I've got a
Yes.
question for you.
Yeah, go, go, go.
So you know that whenever we're kiddies, we can sleep in a clothesline. But why does sleep get harder whenever we hit our 40s and 50s? I think that that women, it's really confusing for them, even though they know that everyone says that sleep's rubbish from your 40s and 50s.
Yeah, I think it really, really is. It's not a myth. There are several things that women believe that are just like myths, but we definitely, definitely struggle with sleep as we hit perimenopause, menopause, and even postmenopause. And it's basically just the hormonal changes combined with, I think, an accumulation of responsibility and life stress. I mean, lots of things catch up with us
Mm,
and life becomes quite stressful. Even just the stress of navigating this period of our lives because of the changes that are happening to our bodies, our emotions. And if you're like me, sometimes they can be really drastic and you can blow up your whole life and you have to deal with all the stress that comes with that. So, yeah, it's a real thing, but I think it comes down to first and foremost hormonal changes and imbalances
yeah,
because mine definitely improves when I'm on HRT. So
yeah,
that for me, that's absolutely conclusive, and loads of women and my patients notice that. But I do just think there's also decades of our system coping well with stress. As we get older, our nervous systems, like all of our systems, our organs, our brain, our heart, everything, it just doesn't quite, you know, doesn't have that ability to withstand stress. It's just as we get older and we have to accept that we have to do things differently if we want, you know, the same results that we had in our 30s or early 40s. So, yes, it definitely changes. And yes, it's probably hormonal. And yes, it is due to just the circumstances that we find ourselves. Some of
yeah,
them are self inflicted because we want to change things. We're going through a massive transition in our lives. And some of them, are just, ill parents,
yeah.
children leaving home, all this kind of stuff.
I think also a lot of us don't want to change.
Mm,
I think certainly that if I look back and people are saying, "No, I get up at 6 o'clock and I meditate, and I don't drink alcohol anymore, and I don't have any salt in my diet," and I'm thinking in my 30s, and that will never. I don't know how you can do that. That will never be
yeah,
me. But actually, naturally now, waking up just before 6 o'clock, and the first thing I want to do is meditate. I don't drink as much as I used to. I don't have the interest, the capacity, and my hangovers are rubbish, and I have too much to do, and I do not want to waste any more time. So I think naturally a lot of the time your body goes, we can't do this anymore. I certainly can't have salt or processed foods. And I also think that the stress that we have been conditioned to deal with is that it's not, a lot of it isn't good stress. We learn how to worry, and we start to, we forget that our imagination can be used for worry, or it can be used for thinking about something positive. You know, you can flip worry, and you can train yourself to do it no matter what anyone says. And I also think that, like, a car would be serviced every 6 months from whenever you get it. If you think of servicing as your saunas, your yoga, your Pilates, your time out, sitting in nature, you're doing your meditation, we don't service our inner vehicle. And so our resilience just gets less and less and less until something, the connections break. And I do say to people a lot, once those connections start to break, it's very, very hard to reconnect that. So chronic fatigue, ME, you know yourself, fibromyalgia, that those are hard things to come back from.
Mm. But
Um,
you can definitely do it.
you can definitely do it, but
Yeah.
I just think, why just look after yourself a little bit better? It's just simple little things. It doesn't have to be radical life change. You don't need to move to a nunnery or a monastery. Um, you just have to start building in pauses for yourself.
Yeah, like all of the things that I've introduced that do keep me well, I've discovered because of massive breakdown in my life. Like,
Yeah,
meditating came from extreme panic attacks. Yoga came from chronic like neck and back pain. And I
yeah.
just want women, to just not have to go all that way to breaking, to be
Well,
on their knees, to like desperately meditate or desperately do yoga. Why not do it early and just avoid all of those
but
horrific
also,
breakdowns?
how many of us look for the answer, the magic pill, and um, you know, I've been looking for magic pills most of my life. You know, this hypnosis that will sort that block out. But actually, what I would say is what we've been talking about for the last couple of years with each other has answered most of my questions.
Mm.
And that's what I'm hoping that we're doing, is providing those magic pills much more quickly for people to access. Yes, it does take a little bit of work. There isn't actually a magic wand. You just have to rewire, bed in, and practice being a new person. But it's,
Yeah.
if we can do it, anyone can do it. That would be my message to people, really.
Yeah, and just don't get stressed about all the different things that you want. Because sometimes I find myself, "Oh my god, I haven't been to the sauna this week. Oh my god, I haven't
Yeah,
meditated this morning. Oh my god, I haven't," and that is just that's not the way to go, is it? You have to just
no.
accept, you're gonna do what you can do for your wellness, and definitely not get stressed about
Yeah.
wellness. So, okay, I've got a question for you, Ray. So, what does an exhausted body really need in the evening? Not what we think it needs.
So I think sometimes, even whenever you're exhausted, just creating a physical change. So something as simple as just lying on your back, just bending your knees up, feet on the floor, and just let your knees rock from side to side, bringing a knee up into your chest and down, and then the other knee up, doing a little bit of pelvic tilting, letting your head roll, just changing how your body physically feels will put that into a state of rest and digest and relaxation. Certainly, anything where you can do some neck moves will open up the area where the vagus nerve comes out, and that's going to affect your parasympathetic nervous system. So you're going to go into a state of relaxation. And one of the things that I did yesterday in the day 12 of our sleep rescue was to have some seated twists and some seated side bends and some seated neck stuff, because just by doing that, it just changes your perspective. If you look that way and you look that way, you've got the information coming in through your eyes, you've got the information coming in through the nerves coming in through the neck, going up to the brain. You're just going to change your perspective. It's something as simple as just a little bit of movement. Even if you want to do something like where you feel your weight dropping down into your pelvis, so you feel yourself getting heavy in your body, it causes a somatic change. And that allows us to feel safe. Feeling your feet on the floor allows you to feel safe. We need to get back to safety to create that positive change in our body. A slightly longer exhalation, just do it 3 times. You get down into your belly and out of your chest. So, 3 things: feel the weight through your pelvis, do a little bit of movement, change your breath.
Mhm.
That's under 5 minutes.
Yeah. And what do you think women I mean, I personally, what I do that I probably shouldn't do is watch Netflix. I always
Yeah,
pick a comedy,
yeah.
always pick something light and funny, and it does work when
Yeah,
I'm exhausted. But
laughter is the
yeah,
best medicine. Yeah, so I think that, that's fantastic too. What I would say, and I hear a lot of people doing, and I never understand it, is I'm going to have a glass of wine, and I understand that you feel your edges soften, but what you're doing is setting yourself up for no sleep, feeling a bit rubbish the next day, being on the back foot, upsetting your nervous system. I know it's a quick fix, but just a little bit of movement, a little bit of breath. You don't even have to change your sitting position.
Mm.
You can do it on the sofa. So I know it sounds a bit preachy, but seriously, it does make a difference.
Yeah.
You just feel lovely, and you change your thoughts, your emotions, and your physical feelings.
Mhm. Yeah. And it's all about your nervous system at our age, isn't it? Because that is fundamentally what is
Well, your
wrong with
nervous
our sleep.
system, as soon as as soon as you're in the womb, as soon as you pop out of the womb, it's our nervous system that gets affected by everything.
Mm.
And Yeah, the nervous system's such an important thing, and we can. It's like whenever you go to the mechanic and they have to plug in to your car to change all the lights that are flashing in your dashboard. Those lights are the warning system. The plugging into your car, that's your nervous system.
Mhm. Yeah. And that's what we've been working on for this 12-day challenge, isn't it? Especially, obviously in the evening.
Yeah,
Powerful, powerful stuff, and
yeah,
takes a few minutes.
yeah, absolutely. And to be honest with you, with the stuff that you've done with the hypnosis, I'd be inclined to do my practice in the evening and then listen to your hypnosis in bed. Double whammy.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
can't say enough about your hypnosis because it has been a revelation to me. It's really helped my sleep.
yeah. It just reminds us what we're actually trying to manifest. It's such a simple way to manifest, isn't it? Hypnosis. It really, really is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think you've got one more like
Uh,
meaty question.
so, at this stage in our life, what matters more than sleep? Is there anything that matters more than sleep to us at this stage?
Yeah, I think it's how we feel in the morning because I mean, I wake up several times a night, and I used to get myself in a tiswas about that, like check because my Whoop tells me exactly how many times. Sometimes it's like 12 times, and I could get myself in a complete tiswas about that, but I really, really don't. I just go on how I feel. I don't need an alarm clock. My eyes pop open at 6 o'clock, and I usually feel like I want to get up. And if that's how you feel, you know that you've had enough sleep. So I think even if you track sleep like me, don't really, really judge it on the numbers. I get a little buzz when I'm like, "Ooh, I've had, 2.5 hours of deep sleep like I did last night, despite the glass of wine," which is actually above average. Um, and think go just go on more how you feel,
Yeah,
first thing in the morning and how you feel throughout the day.
yeah,
Are you clear?
yeah.
Is your mood normal?
Waking up perky, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
I think
Yeah.
that is one of the best ways to judge,
And if you
this
do waking up in the
you.
night, what do you do? What's the most positive thing that you can do to get yourself back to sleep?
Yeah, I do yoga nidra, and we've done a whole podcast episode on yoga. Yoga nidra absolutely has saved my life, and I've been doing it consistently for years, like
Yeah,
several years. And every night, if I wake up during the night, I just pop it on. I just pop it
yeah.
on.
And you don't have to make
I
it, do you? So I think a lot of people are going to be worrying that if they have to start moving around, it's going
No,
to
it's
upset
it's
their partner.
it's bed yoga. You're
Yeah,
just literally in fact, the whole point of it is to stay completely still.
it's
Get
your brain yoga,
super
isn't it?
comfortable. Like, so I'll get my pillow and I'll put it under my knees, and you just literally lie in corpse pose, like Shavasana. And even if you don't fall asleep, it counts as sleep, but I always fall asleep and always feel really comforted. And that breaks that horrible cycle of like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm awake, I'm gonna be tired tomorrow, I've got
Something positive, haven't you? What's that lovely fact about how much yoga nidra do you have to get X amount of sleep? Because you're really good at
Yeah.
remembering facts.
Apparently 20 minutes of yoga nidra counts as 2 hours of deep sleep. So I've heard that from many, many reliable sources. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's no way to prove it, but they have looked at brain waves. And I know that I just feel so much better. And I sometimes do it in the day if I'm absolutely frazzly wazzily.
Well, I
Uh,
think it's changing if you have a negative feeling about your state in the day or in the evening, it's just knowing how I can change that perspective. Because if you can choose happiness, you can choose to feel perky, you can choose gratitude, but sometimes whenever it's all new to you, you don't know that you can do that. And so knowing that I can do this for 5 minutes and then I'm going to feel like this, it's kind of cool, isn't it?
yeah. And tell you what else, my kids last night were playing on the Xbox at like 12 o'clock. And they were having so much fun, and they were making so much noise. And you know what I did? I just got my sleep band on, turned it up loud, made sure the pads were right over my ears, couldn't hear a thing, just did my yoga nidra, and it was absolutely lovely. So it really is an absolute lifesaver on many, many levels. So I have a question for you, which is, yeah, I like this question. So what's one small physical shift that they can do if they can't sleep?
If
Like
if they're in bed,
they're in bed, they've woken up, their body doesn't feel, maybe it feels restless or their
yeah.
mind is racing. What's a position or a movement they can do?
So I would just say find a comfortable position because some people are side sleepers, some people can sleep on their back, and it's whatever your body comfort is at the time. And just feel yourself every point that connects with that surface. Just feel it sinking and getting heavy, and then you might actually find that if you're on your side, that you want to go onto your back. But it's feeling those points. It's taking a little drive around your body, feeling the back. Say you're on your back, feeling the back of the head resting heavily, feeling the shoulders resting heavily, feeling the buttocks resting heavily, the backs of the thighs, the calves, and the heels. And if you haven't gone off to sleep by that point, then I quite like breathing. And as you breathe in, you feel your body expand. And as you breathe out, you feel those points getting heavier. And you feel that surface area getting slightly larger as your body settles and lets go. Because a lot of the time, whenever we're waking up, we've woken up like this, whether it's been a bad dream or overthinking, and we're waking up really, really tight, and we're just trying to allow the body just to settle and sink, and it's just letting your nervous system start to relax and feel safe again. And so the breathing in to feel your body expand, and then breathing out, just letting everything go. And it's not that you can breathe into your shoulder or into your knee or into your heel, but it's using your imagination to think, I'm breathing into that point that's holding tension, and as I breathe out, I'm letting it soften. So it's just using your imagination to take a little drive around your body. And you don't have to be an anatomist, a physio, a doctor. You know that your head's connected to your neck. So just work your way down to your shoulders, down your arm to your elbow, down to your wrist, down to your hand, and just see with the breath expanding as you breathe in and the breath letting go through that part of your body as you breathe out. You'll be asleep. I mean, it is a proven relaxation technique. We've used it in yoga for years. Physios are using it now. So yeah, just take a little trip, and the points that you're lying on, let them feel heavy, let them expand. Take a little drive around your body. Don't get anxious about it. Use your imagination for something positive. You'll be off to sleep.
Yeah, it totally just takes your mind off. I just start in my big toe on my right and I just work my way like big toe, second toe, third toe. And I literally try and put my
Yeah,
awareness on my toes. And then I'm like, foot,
and bring humor
it
into
just
it. Just
go around my foot.
anything with a little tinge of humor,
Mm,
because that's using your imagination for something positive as apart from that constant drive of I'm not sleeping, I'm not sleeping, I'm not sleeping. Just think,
yeah.
well, I'm going to do something positive.
Yeah. And it
Uh,
just gets you out of your head into your body. And
yeah,
that's where you need to be, isn't it? In the middle of the night.
absolutely. And I think there's one of our sleep sessions that I do where we do some hold relaxes to feel safe. I think I might have done it in one of the first ones and then later on. And I would certainly be using that as well. I'd be practicing that. That's another layer of creating relaxation in your body.
Hmm, okay. Have we got time for another question?
Well, I actually added your last question into your second
Ah,
question. We
so I
talked
think
about
you've
yeah,
got one. Are you happy to answer one more?
yeah, absolutely.
So I've got this one. Um, what do you see women doing at night looks sensible but actually keeps them wired, like in the middle of the night? What do they do?
Well, I mean, I don't think that it's sensible. I think a lot of people get on their phone and start doom scrolling. I think some people lie there thinking about the list of things that they've got to do the next day, and all going to do is add adrenaline to your system and keep you awake because then you're going into thinking about the future. So you're going to be worrying. I think that people also feel that they're worrying about their partner because they don't want to upset them. Um, and yeah, I think that there's don't make lists at night time. I mean, if it's the only thing that you can do, make the list. Know that you've done the best that you can. If you can't change it, there's nothing you can do about it. If you can change it, quick list, and then just go into some of the practices that we've talked about. Don't get up and make yourself a cup of caffeinated tea. Don't do that. Um, if you really find,
Guilty.
yeah,
Do
yeah,
it now and again. I'm like, through it. I just get
Do you caffeinated tea?
No, I don't. I'll
No,
usually
see,
just have
I
a
didn't
cup of
think you did.
I will put a bit of cocoa powder in just
Yeah,
for comfort.
yeah.
So
Uh,
last night, I just woke not last night, the night before, I woke up at 3 a.m., was absolutely wide awake, and that's because I was 60 hours into a 72-hour fast, and I just knew that no amount of yoga nidra was gonna do it, and I just felt so
but
miserable and
that's
sorry
different
for
enough
myself.
because you were actually doing a something completely different that you
Yeah,
knew would possibly change your nervous system, but you were doing it from a health perspective. And that's absolutely fine. I mean, not we've
so
all done that, but I know that we have done those longer fasts, and that can put you on adrenaline at some point,
yeah,
can't it? Or it can also be your body's way of saying, right, we're done. Listen
yeah.
to me. Go and get me something to
And
eat.
I didn't have to get up early in the morning, so I did just get up. I made myself a lovely comforting
Yeah,
drink. I wrapped myself in a blanket with the cat, and I watched about 5 hours of stand-up comedy
yeah,
on
you
Netflix,
did, didn't
and
you?
I did not move, and I've
No,
never done that in my whole life, and it was the most glorious 5 hours of my life.
yeah,
I
yeah,
never laughed so much, and it didn't feel guilt-ridden. I absolutely so sometimes you just throw the towel in, be okay with it, make yourself a lovely comforting drink, and get your ass on the sofa for some comedy.
yeah,
It
absolutely. I
worked.
think a lot of it depends on your circumstances. If you've got somebody with you that you
Yeah,
don't want to waking up, or you know that you can work from home and you can have a little yoga nidra nap later on in the day. But yeah, I just think the thing is, we lie there and we make lists and we overthink and we process. And I mean, obviously there are times that we we just can't stop the brain, the train wreck that can be the brain.
that's
Um,
why gratitude is great, isn't it? Because then you
yeah,
can use your brain, but you're
yeah.
using it in a way that's gonna help you.
Well, and you know that there's nights that I've woken up and I haven't been able to get off to sleep. So I've just done back to back meditations because I know that they're going to rewind. They're going to help me get my nervous system a little bit happier, so I have energy the next day. And then I've done four of your hypnosis back to back, which has definitely made me feel better. And then I've woken up not feeling too bad at all.
Mm. Yeah,
So
like
I
I
think that,
did that, got up at
yeah,
3 and I got through the whole day. I did everything I needed to do, and I went to bed reasonably
yeah,
like my normal time and
yeah,
woke it just didn't matter. You
no,
can every now and again do something crazy like that, but just don't sweat it because,
yeah, exactly,
it's not a big deal. That's the other thing, isn't it? We have to just be a bit more relaxed about the whole thing.
yeah. I think as long as you just sort of factor in that you know the rest of your day and see how you go with it. I
Yeah.
mean, this is just trying to make everything perfect, isn't it? Because we all know that that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you just hit the day running.
Yeah. Yeah. So well done, everybody. That is
Yeah,
the wrap up call. But we have to understand that, we've probably been doing the things that don't support our sleep and running the patterns that don't support our sleep for many, many years. And so 12 days is not just going to magically fix them. But it's a step in the right direction. And you might have noticed some wins. So I want you to really tune into any wins. How's your body feeling? Have you got less brain fog? Are you in a better mood? How are you feeling when you wake up? Are you waking up less in the night? Have a little look at these things, and then see if you can, continue doing some of the things of the challenge that you've enjoyed and the resources, they're available, aren't they? You can just carry these things on. So
absolutely.
yeah, celebrate your wins and just know that this isn't the end. We've got a whole month of sleep related stuff coming up in the new year, as well as obviously movement
Mm.
and nutrition. All these things will support our sleep. So stick with us. We've got more stuff for you. But ultimately, well done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a quick 12 days, hasn't it? And I think that, if people have found some of these shifts, these physical shifts, mental shifts, emotional shifts have helped their sleep, but maybe also helped other parts of their lives. Please share with your friends who you know struggle. Please feel free to subscribe, because we just want to put out more and more and more good stuff. But also, it'd be really, really nice to know what you have felt really benefited you. And also, because we're kind of nerdy that way, aren't we? We like to know what's a really good win. And also, if you want more, then we love to share, don't we?
Yeah, just come along to the weekly community calls.
Yeah,
We've got our podcasts, which cover lots of the topics that are, everything we do, basically, everything we put out is all basically to help you feel and look 10 years younger from
yeah,
the inside out. So if
yeah,
that interests you, stick with us. We've got loads of stuff coming. We've done lots of stuff. And we're very, very accessible, aren't we?
absolutely.
All right. Thank you,
Okay.
everyone. And we'll
That was
see you
great.
on the next challenge. And the next challenge, Ray is going to take us through 14 days of Pilates
Yes,
in
from
January.
beginners right up through to. So if you've never done any movement before and you feel that you want to get your body strong, as a physio, I'm always saying to people, if you can get your body strong, a lot of your pain is going to disappear just naturally. And life is going to be so much easier, and it's going to be really fun, really, really easy. And if you've never done any movement before and you're really worried about it, just join in, because I'm going to be there to hold your hand and create a program that anyone can do.
Yeah. So join the community. It's completely free. All of the courses are completely free. Just I'll put the link in the show notes. You can just come along.
Even just
All
sit and watch the cup of tea.
all right. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, and happy Christmas.
Yes,
It's
happy
Christmas
Christmas.
Eve.
It
It's
is, isn't it?
Christmas Eve. So yeah.